Moving along now, South Africa needs to invest massive amounts of capital on the exploration of oil and gas if it has to find a sustainable, viable mitigation factor against the volatile global fuel prices. These views were expressed by analysts at the Future Energy Africa conference in Cape Town ahead of tonight's massive fuel price increases across the board.
Retail fuel prices have gone up by nearly 25% since earlier this year. These record hikes are expected to hit both consumers and businesses hard. And according to analysts at this conference, the government will not be able to mitigate the resultant hardship in the near to medium future. The solution, according to analysts, lies on self-reliance.
There's a lesson in here, or a message in here, that at some point we have to be clearer about what our local indigenous oil and gas supplies are. So to me, the most important thing that comes out of this is, from an upstream point of view, we need to be exploring, we need to be drilling, we need to be putting holes in the ground and putting out a clear, stable, commercially attractive framework for investors. Now, having said all of that, since the IRP was published, a 60-day period has kicked in for comment to that, but there is a significant amount of gas expressed in the draft IRP. That gas has to come from somewhere, whether that is imported or it is drilled for as indigenous gas. And I think that potentially is the longer term answer here, that if we have oil and gas in South Africa under the ground, we need to know about it. We need to establish that in an uncontestable way.
Grama says the current crisis of stagnant growth and the high rate of unemployment could provide an opportunity to invest in oil and gas exploration.
Because the economy has not been growing, our consumption has not been growing, so we in fact have a slight opportunity within that window to get the policy framework right. The other piece that's very important about growth is that if we don't have economic growth ahead of population growth, we'll never be able to address the NDP issues around poverty, inequality and jobs.
The government says a combination of the rand-dollar exchange rate, an increase in the prices of crude oil and import prices of petroleum products led to tonight's sharp fuel price increases. Manelisi Tubase, SABC News, Cape Town.